Lingbao Uni is a compact electric vehicle designed for people who want simple, efficient, and practical transportation in busy cities. Built by Chinese automaker Lingbao, this small EV takes a different approach to urban driving by focusing on the things city drivers actually need: easy handling, compact dimensions, and electric efficiency. At first glance, the Uni looks small, but that is exactly where its advantage begins. Its compact shape makes it easier to move through crowded streets, squeeze into tight spaces, and find parking where larger cars might struggle. For short daily trips, that can make a surprisingly big difference. The electric powertrain also gives the Uni a Envo eATV. Imagine an electric ATV built to leave ordinary roads behind. The Envo eATV combines off-road capability with modern electric power, creating a cleaner and quieter way to explore challenging terrain. At first glance, it has the rugged look of a traditional ATV, but its electric drivetrain gives the experience a completely different character. The absence of a conventional combustion engine means quieter operation and a simpler approach to propulsion. The eATV is designed for versatility. It can be used for exploring trails, crossing uneven ground, handling outdoor tasks, or simply enjoying an off-road ride. Its electric platform also offers an alternative to conventional fuel-powered transportation. One of its most interesting features is electric power delivery. Electric motors can produce torque almost instantly, helping the vehicle respond quickly when starting or climbing challenging surfaces. But this machine isn't simply about transportation. Its real appeal is the freedom to explore rough paths, open trails, and outdoor spaces. The GAC Barchetta is a futuristic concept vehicle created around one bold idea. What if a car could be incredibly simple, stylish, and forward-thinking at the same time? Instead of relying on complicated shapes and excessive details, this concept focuses on a clean, minimalist design that immediately grabs attention. Its sleek exterior gives the Beretta a distinctive presence, with smooth lines and a modern profile that make it look like something designed for the next generation of urban transportation. The Rizvana tank takes a very different approach to the modern SUV. Since its debut in 2017, this mid-size vehicle has built a reputation around a powerful combination of rugged character, luxury, and performance. At first glance, it looks less like an ordinary family SUV and more like a machine designed to command attention wherever it goes. The tank's aggressive exterior is a major part of its identity. Its bold proportions, high stance, and muscular styling give it an unmistakable road presence. But step closer, and another side begins to appear. The vehicle blends its tough appearance with a more refined interior, creating the unusual feeling of luxury wrapped inside an intimidating SUV. What makes the Rizvana tank especially interesting is this contrast. Most SUVs tend to lean heavily toward comfort, off-road capability, or performance. The tank is designed to bring several of those ideas together in one distinct. Meet the Quant R, a lightweight performance machine designed around a simple idea: keep things compact, strong, and seriously exciting. Its aluminum body sits over a tubular chassis, creating a structure that focuses on strength while keeping unnecessary weight under control. But the real surprise is hidden behind the bodywork. Power comes from a modified ** 2.5-liter Subaru engine *, giving this machine the kind of The DeLorean Omega 2040 is a futuristic concept that takes the legendary DeLorean name and pushes it into a completely new era of automotive design. While the original DeLorean became famous for its unforgettable appearance and pop culture legacy, this vision looks far beyond the past and straight toward the future. At first glance, the Omega 2040 appears almost like a vehicle from a science fiction movie. Its dramatic shape, sharp surfaces, and futuristic proportions create a strong road presence, while the overall design suggests that this DeLorean is built around advanced mobility rather than traditional car styling. Volkswagen Hovercar. Imagine a car that doesn't simply drive through traffic, but could potentially move above the road itself. That futuristic idea is at the heart of the concept, a visionary project created to explore what personal transportation might look like in the future. Unlike a conventional vehicle, the concept was imagined around the idea of hovering over a specially designed road network. Instead of relying on ordinary wheels and traditional road contact, the vehicle was presented as a glimpse into a completely different approach to urban mobility. The Volkswagen Hovercar was introduced as part of Volkswagen's China-based People's Car project, where the public was invited to share creative ideas for future vehicles. Among those ideas, the hover car quickly stood out because of its unusual design and ambitious technology. Visually, the concept looks more like a futuristic pod than a normal automobile. Its compact shape is designed for city environments, while the enclosed cab. The Lazareth LM847 is not an ordinary motorcycle. It looks more like a machine from a futuristic movie, combining extreme performance with an unusual four-wheel design. At the heart of this incredible creation is a massive *** 470 horsepower engine **, giving the LM847 the kind of power normally associated with high-performance cars. But the engine is only part of the story. What makes Bellet, developed by Pudu Robotics, is a smart indoor delivery robot designed to make service faster, smoother, and more efficient. But what makes this machine interesting is how easily it can fit into busy environments where people are constantly moving. Built for indoor spaces such as restaurants, hotels, and other service locations, Bellet can handle delivery tasks while reducing the amount of routine work staff have to deal with. Instead of employees repeatedly carrying items from one place to another, the robot can take care of certain deliveries on its own. Its compact design allows it to move through indoor areas while carrying items on its built-in shelves. This makes it especially useful in places where quick and organized service is important. What really stands out is the idea behind Bellet, using robotics to support human workers rather than simply replacing them. By taking care of repetitive delivery duties, it can give staff more time to focus on customers and other important responsibilities. As smart service technology continues to develop, robots like Jetivator takes water sports to an entirely different level. This futuristic water-powered machine can transform the thrust from a personal watercraft into an experience that feels surprisingly close to flying. Instead of staying on the surface like a normal jet ski, the rider stands on a specially designed platform connected to the watercraft by a long hose. High-pressure water is pushed through the system and redirected downward, creating the thrust needed to lift the rider above the water. Once airborne, the rider can control the Jetivator using handlebars, body movement, and throttle adjustments. By changing their position and steering input, they can move forward, turn, rise, or descend. That combination makes the experience much more than simply riding a powerful watercraft. What makes this machine so fascinating is how it uses an existing source of power in an unexpected way. The personal watercraft remains on the water while its jet propulsion supplies the force needed to operate the Jetivator. In other words, the watercraft becomes the power source while the rider gets the sensation of controlled flight. From several feet above the surface, everything looks completely different. Meet the Leapercom Veteran Pattern, a powerful electric unicycle built for riders who want more than just a simple way to get around. This machine is designed to handle challenging terrain while delivering the kind of speed and range that can make every ride feel like an adventure. With a top speed of around 85 km per hour, the Pattern is seriously quick for a single-wheel electric vehicle. That kind of performance means open roads and wide trails can become much more exciting, although riders should always use appropriate safety gear and ride within safe conditions. But speed is only part of the story. The Pattern can travel up to about 100 km on a charge, giving riders plenty of distance for longer trips without constantly worrying about finding a place to recharge. That makes it especially interesting for people who want an electric vehicle that can go beyond short city journeys. Its compact one-wheel design also gives it a unique advantage. Instead of steering with handlebars like a traditional scooter or motorcycle, the rider controls the machine through body movement and balance. Lean forward, and it accelerates. Shift your weight back, and it slows down. Once mastered, this creates a surprisingly direct connection between the rider and the machine. And when the pavement ends, that's where the Pattern becomes even more intriguing. Its rugged design is intended for uneven and demanding terrain, making it a fascinating option for adventurous riders who want something different from conventional electric transport. So, is the Leapercom Veteran Pattern simply an electric unicycle, or is it a completely different kind of personal vehicle? With impressive speed, long-distance capability, and an adventure-focused design, it certainly stands out from the crowd. Space Train is a futuristic transportation concept built around one exciting idea, making rail travel dramatically faster and more advanced. Instead of relying on the traditional idea of a train simply moving along tracks, this concept explores a new generation of high-speed transportation inspired by modern aerospace technology. The goal is simple: to reduce travel time while creating a smoother and more efficient way to connect distant cities. Imagine boarding a train and reaching your destination in a fraction of the time normally required. That possibility is what makes the space train so fascinating. But achieving extreme speeds is not as simple as adding a more powerful engine. A system like this would need advanced control, highly precise infrastructure, reliable braking, strong safety systems, and careful attention to passenger comfort. Every part would have to work together perfectly. The concept also raises an important question. What if the future of transportation isn't about building bigger vehicles, but creating smarter ones? A successful space train system could transform the way people think about long-distance. The Aptera solar electric vehicle takes a completely different approach to electric transportation. With its sleek three-wheel design and ultra-streamlined body, this futuristic EV is built to use as little energy as possible. Its aerodynamic shape helps reduce air resistance, allowing the vehicle to move efficiently while consuming far less power than a typical car. The result is an EV designed around maximum efficiency rather than traditional styling. But the most interesting part is its solar technology. Integrated solar panels can capture sunlight and provide additional energy, potentially reducing how often the vehicle needs to be plugged into a charger. For everyday driving, that could make charging much less of a routine. The lightweight construction and three-wheel layout also contribute to its efficiency. Instead of simply adding a bigger battery, Aptera focuses on reducing the amount of energy the vehicle needs in the first place. It may look unusual, but that futuristic design has a purpose. Aptera demonstrates how smarter aerodynamics, lightweight engineering, and solar power could work together to create a new kind of electric vehicle, one designed to go farther while using less energy. The Skies Surfer aircraft is an impressive example of how modern engineering can bring personal flight closer to everyday people. Designed around the idea of affordable and accessible air travel, this aircraft explores a future where flying could become more practical for individuals rather than something reserved for large airlines or specialized pilots. What makes the Skies Surfer especially interesting is its focus on simplicity and personal transportation. Instead of being built like a conventional commercial aircraft, it represents a much more compact approach to getting airborne. Its design shows how engineers are experimenting with smaller aircraft that can offer an exciting flying experience while keeping the overall concept relatively straightforward. Imagine leaving the ground in a machine designed specifically for personal travel. That idea alone makes the Skies Surfer fascinating, but there's more to it than simply looking futuristic. Its concept reflects a broader movement toward lightweight aircraft and alternative forms. Skyrunner Mk 3.2 is a remarkable machine that brings driving and flying together in one exciting package. Built for outdoor adventures, it can travel across rough terrain on 4 wheels and, when conditions are suitable, take to the sky using its powered parachute system. On the ground, the Skyrunner can reach speeds of around *70 miles per hour *, making it surprisingly capable as an off-road vehicle. But the real excitement begins when it leaves the road behind. In flight, it cruises at roughly *45 miles per hour * and can cover an impressive distance, depending on configuration and conditions. Its lightweight construction, rugged frame, and off-road suspension are designed to handle challenging environments. Instead of relying on traditional runways, the aircraft can operate from suitable open areas, giving it more flexibility than conventional aircraft. What makes the Skyrunner truly interesting is its versatility. The Brooder EXP7 is a state-of-the-art off-road camper trailer built for serious adventure. Designed to handle rough terrain, rocky trails, and remote landscapes, it gives travelers the freedom to explore places that ordinary campers struggle to reach. What makes the Express 7 special is its combination of rugged off-road performance and modern camping comfort. Its strong construction, advanced suspension, and elevated design help it tackle challenging trails while keeping the experience comfortable inside. The futuristic exterior gives the trailer a tough and distinctive appearance, but its real strength becomes clear when the road ends. Instead of being limited to established campsites, the EXP7 is designed to take you deeper into the wilderness. For adventure lovers who want to travel farther without giving up comfort, the Brooder EXP7 offers an impressive blend of durability, capability. The Tucker Snowcat is a specialized winter vehicle built to handle conditions that can leave ordinary vehicles completely helpless. When deep snow covers the ground and rough terrain makes travel difficult, this rugged machine is designed to keep moving. Unlike a normal vehicle that depends on 4 tires for traction, the Tucker Snowcat uses a tracked system. Its wide tracks spread the vehicle's weight across a larger surface area, helping it stay on top of soft snow instead of sinking deeply into it. At the same time, the tracks provide the grip needed to move across challenging winter terrain. This becomes especially useful in remote areas where roads may be covered or completely hidden by snow. Instead of waiting for clear paths, a snowcat can be used to travel across snowy landscapes that would be extremely difficult for conventional vehicles. What makes the Tucker Snowcat even more interesting is its purpose-built design. It is not simply a regular vehicle modified for winter. Its entire concept is focused on dealing with snow, ice, uneven ground, and difficult weather conditions. Watching it move through deep snow is impressive. The tracks continuously grip the surface and push the vehicle forward, allowing it to maintain steady progress even when the terrain looks almost impossible to cross. The Snowcat is also a great example of how engineering changes when the environment becomes extreme. On a normal road, speed and comfort might be the priority. But in deep winter conditions, traction, stability, and reliable movement become far more important. That is what gives the Tucker Snowcat its unique character. It does not try to make extreme winter terrain behave like an. The Quadro IV is one of the most unusual scooters ever created. Unlike a traditional 2-wheel scooter, it uses 4 wheels with an innovative tilting system, allowing the entire vehicle to lean naturally while turning. What makes it special is its hydraulic suspension technology. As you steer into a corner, all 4 wheels stay connected to the road while the scooter tilts from side to side. This gives the rider a unique combination of scooter-like handling and extra stability. Originally known as the *Q4*, the vehicle was later renamed the Quadro IV. Its 4-wheel design isn't just about appearance, it was developed to provide better road contact and confidence, especially when dealing with corners or changing road conditions. The Quadro IV also keeps the practicality of a city scooter, with a compact design and comfortable riding position. But the moment it starts leaning into a turn, it feels completely different from an ordinary scooter. It's a fascinating example of how engineers can rethink personal transportation by combining familiar riding controls with an entirely different wheel and suspension setup. And that unusual combination is exactly what makes the Quadro IV such an eye-catching machine. Geco Power Spark is a fascinating little device that can turn the heat from a fire into electricity for charging everyday gadgets. Instead of relying on a traditional power outlet, it uses the energy produced by a flame to generate usable electrical power. Think about being out camping, away from electricity, with your smartphone battery almost empty. You have a fire burning right beside you, but normally that heat would simply disappear into the air. Geco Power Spark takes a different approach by capturing some of that thermal energy and converting it into electrical energy. The idea is surprisingly simple, but the technology behind it is what makes the device interesting. It can be used to provide power for compatible electronics, including smartphones and other small gadgets. Meet the Colibri M22, a sleek electric motorbike built for people who want everyday practicality without giving up the excitement of 2 wheels. It is designed to fit naturally into modern commuting, while also being ready for those weekend rides when you simply want to get out and explore. One of the biggest things that makes the M22 interesting is its impressive claimed range of up to *200 kilometers on a single charge. That kind of distance can make a big difference for daily riders. Instead of constantly thinking about where the next charging point might be, you can focus more on the road and your destination. Imagine starting your morning commute with a full battery, riding through busy city streets, and still having plenty of range left for the journey home. Then, when the weekend arrives, the same bike can become your companion for a longer ride beyond the usual routine. And this is where the Colibri M22 becomes more than just a commuter. Its electric powertrain means there is no traditional gasoline engine involved, giving the bike a modern character that fits perfectly into the growing world of electric mobility. The design also plays an important role. The M22 has a clean, contemporary appearance that gives it a distinctive presence without looking overly complicated. It feels like a motorcycle created for riders who appreciate both useful technology and stylish design. But perhaps the most interesting part is how electric motorcycles like the M22 are changing the idea of everyday transportation. A bike can now be designed. The RBM Outdoors Panda Air Tent takes camping comfort to another level. Designed with inflatable air supports instead of a complicated traditional pole system, this tent creates a spacious and relaxing shelter that feels more like a cozy outdoor room than an ordinary campsite tent. It's comfortable enough that tents from RBM Outdoors are even used in glamping setups, where the goal is to enjoy nature without giving up too much comfort. The Panda Air Tent gives campers plenty of room to relax, sleep, and spend time together while staying protected inside a proper shelter. What makes it especially interesting is the inflatable design. Rather than dealing with numerous rigid poles, the air-supported structure provides a practical way to create the tent's shape. That can make the whole camping experience feel simpler and more convenient. Whether it's a weekend adventure, a family camping trip, or a relaxing getaway in the wilderness, the Panda Air Tent is built around one simple idea: make outdoor living more comfortable. And once you see how spacious and inviting this type of tent can be, traditional camping suddenly starts to look a lot less comfortable. The Segway Villain SX10 is built for people who want to take off-road driving to the next level. This high-performance side-by-side vehicle is designed to handle demanding terrain while delivering an exciting and controlled driving experience. Instead of being limited to smooth roads, the Villain SX10 is made for adventure. Its side-by-side layout gives the driver and passenger a more open, connected feel with the terrain around them, making every trail, turn, and climb more engaging. What makes a machine like this interesting is the balance between performance and practicality. Whether you're exploring rough trails, heading deep into the outdoors, or simply looking for a more capable recreational vehicle, the SX10 is designed with off-road conditions in mind. Its Zippin 360 is a compact camera accessory that can turn an ordinary shot into something that looks straight out of a movie. It is designed to help creators produce eye-catching bullet time style footage where the camera appears to move smoothly around a person while the action seems almost frozen in time. The idea is surprisingly simple. Instead of holding the camera in your hand and trying to move around a subject at the perfect speed, the Zippin 360 provides a setup that helps position the camera for a rotating perspective. As the camera captures the action, the result can create the illusion that time has slowed down while the viewpoint moves around the scene. And this is where things get interesting. A simple movement, pose, jump, or celebration can suddenly look like a scene from a movie. The rotating perspective adds depth and makes the footage feel much more dynamic than a standard stationary shot. It can be especially useful for creators who enjoy experimenting with short-form videos, action clips, travel content, or creative social media shots. You can use the Bluefield C310 is a modern houseboat designed to combine the freedom of boating with the comfort of a stylish living space. Imagine having a comfortable home where your backyard is the open water. Step inside, and the C310 focuses on making life on the water feel relaxed and practical. Its interior can be arranged to suit different needs, with buyers having the option of choosing a layout with either 1 or 2 bedrooms. This flexibility makes the boat more adaptable, whether you are planning quiet weekend escapes, extended trips, or simply want a unique place to enjoy time away from the shore. The interior is designed around comfort, with living areas that provide a welcoming environment while you are surrounded by water. Instead of feeling like a traditional boat, the C310 aims to create more of a home-like atmosphere, giving passengers space to relax, spend time together, and enjoy the scenery outside. But what makes a houseboat like this especially interesting is the lifestyle it offers. You can wake up somewhere new, spend the day cruising, and then settle into your own private space without ever leaving the boat. The customizable bedroom configuration also means the C310 can appeal to different types of owners. A 1-bedroom setup may work well for couples or personal retreats, while the 2-bedroom option can provide additional flexibility for family or guests. And that is where the Bluefield C310 really stands out. It is not simply about getting from one location. ASAP Hybrid Helicopter is a NASA-backed concept that combines the familiar freedom of vertical flight with an advanced hybrid electric approach. It is designed to explore what the next generation of rotorcraft could look like. Instead of relying entirely on a conventional helicopter power system, the concept combines traditional helicopter flight with hybrid electric technology. This approach could open the door to new ways of managing power, efficiency, and performance in future aircraft. What makes the ASAP concept especially interesting is the challenge it tries to solve. Helicopters are incredibly useful because they can take off and land vertically, hover in place, and reach locations that conventional aircraft cannot easily access. The Air 1 is a futuristic personal electric aircraft designed to bring a completely new idea of transportation into the sky. Instead of relying on a conventional aircraft design, it explores how electric power and compact engineering could make personal flight more practical and approachable. What immediately makes the Air 1 interesting is its focus on individual travel. It is built around the idea of giving people a more direct way to move through the air, without the size and complexity associated with traditional commercial aircraft. Its electric power system is another major part of the concept. Electric aviation has attracted growing attention because it has the potential to reduce noise and eliminate traditional fuel combustion during flight. Of course, factors such as battery capacity, weight, range, charging, and safety still play a huge role in determining how useful electric aircraft can become. But the Air 1 is about more than simply putting an electric motor on an aircraft. Goodyear Aero. Imagine a tire that isn't designed for the road at all. Instead, it's built for a future where vehicles could leave the ground and move through the air. That's the idea behind this futuristic tire concept created with autonomous flying vehicles in mind. The Aero isn't a flying car itself. Think of it as one small but important part of a much bigger transportation system. If flying vehicles eventually become common, their wheels may need to do far more than simply roll along asphalt. They could become part of a system designed to support a vehicle during landing, takeoff, and movement on the ground. And this is where Goodyear's concept becomes a The Super 73 C1X takes the familiar idea of an electric bike and pushes it much closer to the world of motorcycles. Designed with a mix of performance, modern technology, and everyday usability, this electric two-wheeler is built to attract both newcomers and experienced riders. At first glance, the C1X has the aggressive attitude of a compact motorcycle, but its electric powertrain gives it a completely different character. Instead of relying on a traditional gasoline engine, it delivers smooth electric acceleration with instant response when you twist the throttle. Qua 5.2 family camping tent is designed for campers who want more space, comfort, and a relaxing place to unwind after a long day outdoors. If you're planning a family adventure and don't want everyone squeezed into a small shelter, this tent could be an interesting option to consider. What makes a family tent stand out isn't just its size. A good camping shelter should give you enough room to move around, organize your belongings, and settle in without constantly bumping into each other. The Qua 5.2 is built around that idea, offering a more spacious environment for family camping trips. Imagine arriving at your campsite, setting up your tent, and finally having a comfortable place where everyone can sit, rest. The Gore C2 is a foldable electric bike designed to make everyday riding more convenient, comfortable, and fun. Its compact folding design makes it especially practical for riders who want an e-bike that can be easier to store or carry when it's not on the road. But the feature that really catches attention is its impressive range. On a single charge, the Gore C2 can travel up to ** 2025 miles ** according to the provided specifications. That gives this electric bike a remarkable endurance figure and makes it sound like a serious option for riders looking to cover long distances without constantly worrying about recharging. The C2 is also designed with a wide range of riders in mind, making it suitable for different age groups. Instead of focusing only on speed or aggressive performance, its appeal comes from combining electric assistance with a practical, foldable form. And that folding Kilo La Bagnole is a compact electric vehicle that brings together the rugged character of a Jeep CJ, the practicality of a tiny pickup truck, and the adventurous spirit of a UTV, all in one unusual package. At first glance, the Kilo La Bagnole looks like something built for fun, but its design goes much further than that. It combines a small, practical footprint with the open and capable character you would expect from an off-road-oriented machine. Instead of being locked into one specific role, this vehicle is built around flexibility. The pickup-inspired rear section gives it a useful way to carry equipment, supplies, or outdoor gear, while its compact proportions make it feel much easier to handle than a full-size truck. That combination could make the Kilo La Bagnole especially interesting for people who want utility without dealing with the size and complexity of a traditional pickup. Then there's the UTV influence. The design has that go-anywhere, recreational personality that makes you want to explore beyond ordinary roads. Whether it's being used for outdoor adventures, light-duty tasks, or simply enjoying an unusual electric ride, the Kilola Bagnole aims to blur the line between work vehicle and recreational machine. Acento Guard is a state-of-the-art autonomous security robot designed to bring a completely new level of technology to modern security. Imagine a security guard that never gets tired, never needs a break, and can continuously patrol the same area with remarkable consistency. That's the idea behind this advanced machine, developed by Acento Robotics. Designed to bring advanced robotics into the security industry, Acento Guard is built to move through environments on its own while keeping a close watch on what's happening around it. Instead of replacing every human security role, the concept is to give security teams an extra set of eyes, one that can patrol, monitor, and EAG CityBot is designed for a future where moving around a busy city could be smarter, more flexible, and far more connected. Instead of looking like a conventional car built for every kind of journey, the CityBot focuses on the unique challenges of urban transportation. The CityBot is designed around the idea of smart, connected mobility. Rather than functioning as just another vehicle, it is envisioned as part of a larger urban ecosystem where transportation, technology, and city infrastructure can work together more efficiently. Its compact design makes it especially interesting for crowded city environments, where narrow streets, heavy traffic, and limited parking can make everyday travel frustrating. The goal is to rethink how people and goods move through urban areas while making better use of available space. But the most interesting part of the CityBot isn't simply its size. It's the way the concept connects mobility with intelligent city systems. In a future smart city, vehicles could communicate with surrounding infrastructure and other services, helping transportation become more coordinated and responsive. Think about how much time people lose searching for parking, sitting in traffic, or making short trips in vehicles that are much larger than necessary. A system built around compact, connected mobility could offer a completely different approach. The CityBot concept also points toward a future where urban transportation becomes more flexible. Instead of relying on one vehicle for every situation, smart mobility platforms could potentially adapt to different transportation needs throughout the day. That makes the EAG CityBot more than an interesting futuristic vehicle. It represents a broader vision of how cities themselves could evolve as technology becomes increasingly integrated into everyday transportation. And this is what makes the concept so fascinating. The real innovation may not be the vehicle alone, but the entire ecosystem built around it. As cities PAL v Liberty. Imagine leaving your home in a vehicle that looks ready for the highway, then reaching a suitable takeoff area and transforming it into a flying machine. That is the idea behind the PAL v Liberty, a remarkable vehicle designed to operate both on the road and in the air as a gyrocopter. On the ground, the Liberty is built to function like a road-going vehicle, giving drivers the freedom to travel normally without needing a runway for everyday trips. But the real surprise comes when it is prepared for flight. Its road components and flight equipment work together to create a machine that can transition from driving to aviation. When airborne, the Liberty can reach a top speed of around 160 km per hour, making it an interesting blend of personal transportation and recreational aviation. Instead of relying on wings like a conventional airplane, it uses a rotor system that provides lift while the aircraft moves forward. This gives the Liberty its distinctive gyrocopter appearance and flight characteristics. What makes the concept especially fascinating is how different the experience becomes. The Avid Drone 210 Tertra Automated is shaping up to be an exciting example of how autonomous technology could transform the future of mobility. Instead of thinking about transportation as something that always needs a driver or pilot, this concept points toward a world where intelligent systems can take over more of the work. What makes the idea especially interesting is its connection to automated aerial mobility. Drones have already moved far beyond simple recreational flying. Today, advanced unmanned aircraft are being explored for transportation, logistics, surveillance, inspection, and other demanding tasks. The Avid Drone 210 Tertra Automated fits into that larger movement toward smarter and more independent machines. At the heart of this concept is automation. Rather than relying entirely on a person to control every movement, an automated drone can be designed to use onboard systems to manage navigation and respond to its surroundings. That could make future aerial transportation more convenient while also opening the door to new ways of moving people or goods. But the really fascinating part is what happens when this technology becomes part of a connected smart ecosystem. Imagine aerial vehicles communicating with digital infrastructure, monitoring their environment, and coordinating routes with other autonomous machines. Suddenly, mobility is no longer limited to roads and traditional vehicles. The Avid Drone 210 Tertra Automated represents this futuristic direction, where compact aircraft, automation, and intelligent transportation systems could work together. The Hunter Nature NTR-2X is made for adventurers who love exploring places where ordinary trailers simply can't go. This compact off-road trailer is designed to take you beyond paved roads while still providing the basic comforts that can make a long trip much more enjoyable. Despite its compact size, the NTR-2X is built around a practical idea: keep the trailer manageable while still giving you a capable base for outdoor adventures. Its rugged design makes it well suited to rougher terrain, where a standard camping trailer may struggle. And that compact format brings another advantage. A smaller trailer can be easier to maneuver when trails become narrow, turns get tighter, or the campsite is far away from the main road. Instead of feeling like you're towing a huge load, the NTR-2X is focused on keeping the experience more flexible and adventure-friendly. But what makes a trailer like this especially interesting is how it balances mobility, convenience, and outdoor living. You can head into remote areas, set up a comfortable camping spot, and spend more time enjoying the surroundings instead of worrying about complicated logistics. The NTR-2X also fits a growing trend in outdoor travel, going smaller without necessarily giving up the experience. For many campers, the goal isn't a massive. Meet the King Song S18, a powerful electric unicycle built for riders who want more than just a simple way to get around town. Whether you're commuting through busy streets or heading onto rougher paths, the S18 is designed to bring a mix of agility, comfort, and off-road capability into one compact machine. What immediately makes the S18 interesting is its rugged design. Unlike ordinary urban-focused electric unicycles, this model is built with adventure in mind. Its suspension system helps absorb bumps and uneven surfaces, making the ride feel more controlled when the pavement suddenly disappears and the trail gets rough. In the city, the S18 can be surprisingly practical. Its single-wheel layout keeps the machine narrow, so it can move through spaces where larger electric vehicles would struggle. That makes it especially appealing for riders who want personal transportation without dealing with the size of a scooter, bike, or car. But take it away from smooth roads, and the S18 shows another side of its personality. Uneven ground, dirt paths, and small obstacles become part of the experience. The suspension works with the large wheel to help maintain stability while giving the rider a more comfortable ride over challenging terrain. Another City Transformer CT2 is a futuristic micro-electric vehicle designed to make urban travel easier, smarter, and more space-efficient. Developed by an Israel-based company in Tel Aviv, this unusual vehicle takes a completely different approach to city transportation. At first glance, the CT2 may look like a tiny electric car, but its most interesting feature is hidden in its design. The vehicle can change its width, allowing it to become wider for normal driving and narrower when moving through tight spaces or searching for a parking spot. This clever transformation could make a huge difference in crowded cities, where narrow streets, heavy traffic, and limited parking are everyday problems. Instead of taking up the same amount of space as a conventional car, the CT2 is designed to work more efficiently within the urban environment. And because it runs on electric power, there are no tailpipe emissions during operation. That makes the CT2 especially interesting for cities looking for cleaner and more sustainable transportation options. Inside, the vehicle focuses on practical urban mobility rather than unnecessary size. Its compact layout is intended to provide the essential features needed for everyday trips while keeping the overall footprint small. But here's what makes the CT2 particularly fascinating. Modern cities are becoming more crowded, yet many vehicles continue getting larger. The CT2 turns that idea around by asking a simple question. What if cars were designed around the limited space cities? EV Gyrocar C1 is a futuristic electric vehicle that combines the enclosed comfort of a car with the slim profile and efficiency of a two-wheeler. Built around gyroscopic self-balancing technology, this unusual machine offers a completely different approach to personal transportation. At first glance, the C1 looks like something from a science fiction movie. Instead of relying on four wheels for stability, it uses two wheels arranged in a single track. The key is its stabilization system, which is designed to keep the vehicle upright even when it is standing still or moving through turns. That means the driver doesn't have to constantly worry about balancing the vehicle like they would on a conventional motorcycle. But the really interesting part is what happens when you step inside. The C1 is built around the idea of combining the freedom of a motorcycle with some of the protection and convenience normally associated with a car. Its enclosed cabin creates a more sheltered driving environment, while the compact two-wheel layout can make the vehicle feel much narrower than an ordinary car. And Happy Run G60 Pro is an electric bike that looks ready for adventure while still being designed for comfortable everyday riding. This fat tire e-bike combines strong performance, a rugged design, and a comfortable riding experience, making it an interesting option for riders who want more than just a basic commuter e-bike. At the heart of the G60 Pro is a 1000-watt motor, with peak output reaching around 2000 watts. That extra power gives the bike plenty of muscle when you need quick acceleration or stronger assistance on challenging terrain. Whether you're riding through city streets, cruising along open paths, or dealing with inclines, the motor is designed to deliver a responsive ride. But power is only part of the story. The bike's wide fat tires are another major highlight. Their larger contact area can provide additional stability and help absorb some of the bumps. Northern Light 630 is a compact, fully enclosed electric vehicle designed for simple and practical everyday transportation. But what makes this tiny EV especially interesting is its focus on affordability and efficiency. Instead of choosing a large car for short trips, the 630 offers a much smaller alternative that can provide an enclosed cabin and electric driving in one package. Its compact body is well suited to busy streets, where maneuvering through traffic and finding parking can be challenging. The enclosed cabin also gives riders more protection from rain, wind, and changing weather than an open electric bike or scooter. The idea behind the 630 is surprisingly simple. Use less space, avoid unnecessary complexity, and make short-distance travel easier. Its electric powertrain also delivers a quieter driving experience while fitting into the growing movement toward cleaner transportation. What really makes this vehicle stand out, however, is its philosophy. Modern cars often become larger and more complicated, while the Northern Light 630 takes the opposite route. It concentrates on the essentials needed for everyday urban journeys. For quick errands, short commutes, and crowded city roads, that small footprint could be a major advantage. It may not replace a traditional car for every journey, but that was never the point. The 630 shows how personal transportation can become smaller, simpler, and potentially more accessible. And as cities continue searching for smarter ways to move people, vehicles like the Northern Light 630 could become an increasingly interesting part of the future of urban mobility. Wazuma V8M is not your typical four-wheeled vehicle. Imagine taking the raw aggression of a high-performance sports car and squeezing it into a machine that sits incredibly close to the ground. It looks unusual at first glance, but becomes even more fascinating once you understand what is hiding underneath. The Wazuma V8M uses a distinctive four-wheel layout, with two wheels at the front and two at the rear. What makes the design especially striking is how closely positioned those wheels are, giving the machine a narrow, compact appearance while creating a very different visual profile from a conventional car or quad. But the real surprise comes from the engine. Powering this unusual machine is a huge 4.7-liter V8 engine, a power plant that immediately tells you this is not designed to be an ordinary commuter vehicle. The large displacement engine gives the Wazuma its serious performance character and adds an unmistakable sense of drama to the entire package. And then there is the driving position. Sitting low to the ground E-Hang Air Taxi. Imagine stepping into an aircraft with no pilot in the cockpit, sitting back, and simply waiting for the journey to begin. That futuristic idea is exactly what the E-Hang Air Taxi is designed to explore. Developed by E-Hang, this advanced autonomous aerial vehicle is built around the concept of urban air mobility. Instead of depending on traditional runways, it is designed to take off and land vertically, making it potentially suitable for short-distance transportation in busy cities where roads are often packed with traffic. What makes the E-Hang Air Taxi especially interesting is its autonomous operation. Rather than requiring a pilot on board, the aircraft is designed to be controlled through an intelligent flight system. This could make aerial transportation easier to operate while reducing the need for conventional cockpit controls. The aircraft uses multiple electric motors and propellers to provide vertical lift and forward movement. Because it runs on electric power, the concept also focuses on creating a quieter and cleaner alternative to conventional aircraft for certain urban journeys. But the real question is, could autonomous air taxis actually become part of everyday transportation? EHang's approach suggests that future passengers may not need to drive through crowded streets at all. Instead, a short trip across a city could potentially happen through the air, bypassing. The Scania S730 mini truck is far more than a small toy truck. It is a miniature version inspired by a real Scania tractor unit, carefully designed to give young drivers the feeling of operating a genuine heavy-duty vehicle, but in a much smaller and more approachable package. At first glance, its tractor truck styling immediately catches your attention. The proportions, cab-inspired design, and overall road-going appearance make it look like a scaled-down machine rather than an ordinary children's ride-on vehicle. And that is exactly what makes the S730 Mini True so interesting. The idea behind it is simple but surprisingly clever. Take the visual character and driving experience of a full-size tractor unit and recreate it at a child-friendly scale. Measuring just a fraction of the size of a real truck, it can offer young enthusiasts a fun way to experience the excitement of being behind the wheel. But there is more to this little truck than its appearance. Its compact size makes it much easier to handle than a full-size vehicle, while the familiar Scania-inspired layout gives it an unmistakable sense of realism. For children fascinated by trucks, construction equipment, and big machines, that realistic design can make every drive feel like a miniature adventure. What really makes the Scania S730 mini truck stand out is the attention given to its overall concept. Instead of simply creating another ride-on toy, it takes inspiration from the world of professional transportation and brings that experience down to a size suitable for younger drivers. The Quadro 4 Steinbach is the kind of four-wheeled scooter that makes you stop and wonder what it could do beyond ordinary roads. Designed with adventure in mind, this unusual machine brings together the stability of four wheels with the freedom to explore trails and less predictable terrain. At first glance, its compact design may look simple, but the real appeal comes from the way it is built for outdoor exploration. Instead of being limited to smooth city streets, the Quadro 4 Steinbach is aimed at riders who want something more capable and exciting for their journeys. The four-wheel layout is one of its most noticeable features. Compared with a conventional two-wheel scooter, having 4 points of contact with the ground can provide a more planted and confidence-inspiring feel. That becomes especially interesting when the route changes from clean pavement to uneven paths or adventurous trails. And this is where the Quadro 4 Steinbach starts to stand out. It feels less like a typical urban scooter and more like a machine created for people who enjoy discovering places that ordinary vehicles may struggle to reach. Whether you're cruising through open spaces or taking on winding outdoor routes, its unusual design adds a completely different character to the ride. But the most interesting part is how this machine combines practicality with a sense of adventure. You get the convenience of a scooter while sitting behind a design that looks ready for exploration. It is a reminder that personal transportation doesn't always have to follow the traditional formula. The Quadro 4 Steinbach proves that four wheels can open the door to a very different riding experience. Its distinctive appearance, adventurous purpose, and unconventional layout make it a fascinating example of modern personal mobility. And if you're looking for a vehicle that doesn't simply take you from point A to point B, but makes the journey itself part of the experience, the Quadro 4 Steinbach is certainly worth a closer look. Walk X3 Max is an electric bike built for riders who want more freedom from their everyday ride. Priced at around $1,699, it combines practical transportation with an adventure-ready design, giving you a machine that can move through city streets and still feel at home when the pavement disappears. The X3 Max has a rugged, adventure Airbus pop-up. Imagine sitting in a small electric vehicle in the middle of a crowded city, stuck in traffic with almost no way to move forward. Now imagine that the same passenger cabin could simply leave the road and continue the journey through the air. That is the futuristic idea behind this revolutionary mobility concept, created to explore how transportation could work in the cities of the future. Developed by Airbus in collaboration with Italdesign, Pop-Up was designed around a modular passenger capsule. Instead of using one traditional vehicle for the entire journey, the concept separates the passenger cabin from the system that moves it. On the ground, an electric platform could carry the capsule through city streets. When roads become too congested, an electric flying module could pick it up and carry it through the air. This approach is what makes pop-ups so fascinating. The passenger would not necessarily need to change vehicles every time the travel environment changes. The same capsule could theoretically move between different transportation modes, creating a smoother journey from one location. Blizzwheel e-scooter. Imagine a personal electric ride that combines a compact design with the freedom to move quickly through busy city streets. Instead of taking up the space of a traditional vehicle, this unusual scooter focuses on portability, convenience, and simple urban travel. One of the first things that makes the Blizzwheel e-scooter interesting is its lightweight approach. The idea is simple. When your ride is easier to carry and handle, short trips become much more convenient. You can imagine using it for the final part of a commute, moving around a large campus, or traveling through areas where a full-size vehicle would simply be unnecessary. That compact nature makes it especially appealing for modern city life. Crowded roads, limited parking, and short-distance journeys can make traditional transportation feel excessive. A small electric scooter takes a different approach by focusing on the distance people actually need to travel rather than carrying a large vehicle everywhere. But there is more to the concept than simply being small. The Blizzwheel e-scooter represents a wider shift toward personal mobility devices that are designed around the rider. Copter Pack is a personal aircraft that looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. Imagine having a compact electric flying machine strapped to your back, giving a whole new meaning to personal transportation. Designed in the form of a backpack helicopter, this personal aircraft is built around the idea of making individual flight more practical and accessible. Instead of sitting inside a traditional cockpit, the pilot becomes part of the aircraft itself, with the propulsion system positioned around the body. But the most interesting feature may not be its unusual appearance. The aircraft is equipped with a self-leveling autopilot system designed to help keep the machine stable during flight. That means the technology can assist with maintaining a balanced attitude, potentially making the flying experience easier to control. The electric powertrain also gives the concept a modern edge. Unlike conventional helicopters that rely on gasoline engines, an electric design aims for a cleaner and quieter approach to ZOUM shoes take personal transportation in a completely different direction. These compact electric skates, which were featured on Shark Tank, are designed to give riders a fun and futuristic way to move around without needing a traditional scooter, bicycle, or car. What makes ZOUM shoes especially interesting is their balancing system. Instead of simply standing on ordinary wheels, the skates are engineered to help maintain stability while you ride. That means the experience feels closer to gliding than walking, creating a unique combination of technology, movement, and convenience. Their compact design is another major attraction. You can wear them on your feet and move naturally, while the electric assist 300 SL Roadster Jr. Imagine taking one of the most recognizable sports cars from the 1950s and shrinking it into a vehicle designed for younger drivers. Inspired by the legendary Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster, this miniature car brings the elegant look of a classic convertible into a much smaller and more playful package. The original 300 SL became famous for its long hood, low stance, smooth body lines, and unmistakable sports car character. The junior version captures that same visual spirit, making it look like a classic roadster simply reduced in size. Its rounded body, open-top design, and vintage-inspired details give it a personality that stands apart from ordinary ride-on vehicles. But the real appeal goes beyond its appearance. The Splack Transformer is an electric scooter designed to offer more than just a simple way to move from one place to another. Built with a strong and adaptable design, it aims to make everyday transportation more practical while giving riders a fresh alternative to conventional scooters. At first glance, its compact form may look familiar, but the real appeal comes from the way this machine is designed to adapt to different situations. Instead of being limited to one type of ride, the Splack Transformer focuses on flexibility, making it suitable for short trips, urban travel, and everyday personal mobility. Its electric drivetrain means there's no need for traditional fuel, making the riding experience quieter and cleaner than a conventional gas-powered vehicle. Simply step on, take control, and you have a compact machine ready to move through your surroundings without the bulk of a full-size vehicle. Another interesting aspect is its sturdy construction. The scooter is built with adaptability in mind, which can be especially useful for riders who want something easier to handle than a car but more capable than a basic kick scooter. Its compact footprint can also make navigating. Electrum Lev e-bike is an unusual electric bicycle built around a dual motor system, designed to deliver strong assistance on hills, quick acceleration, and energy recovery while riding. Instead of relying on a single motor for everything, the Lev uses two motors with different jobs. One is focused on helping the bike deliver strong acceleration and tackle climbs, while the other is designed to work more efficiently at higher speeds and assist with regenerative braking. This setup gives the bike a more flexible riding experience, because its power can be used where it matters most. The hill climbing ability is especially interesting. When the road suddenly rises, the motor system can provide the extra assistance needed to keep the bike moving without making the rider do all the work. And when you reach faster sections, the system can shift its focus toward efficiency, helping make better use of the available energy. Then there is regenerative braking. Instead of letting all that braking energy simply disappear as heat, the system can recover some of it and send it back toward the battery. It is a clever feature that makes the technology feel more like a complete energy system rather than just a motor attached to a bicycle. But the real appeal of the Electrum Lev e-bike is how these features work together. You get electric assistance when you need power, efficiency when speed increases, and energy recovery when slowing down. For riders looking for something beyond a traditional e-bike, Hum Rider is a futuristic concept car created by Verizon as a creative way to showcase its Hum vehicle diagnostic technology. At first glance, it looks like an unusual custom-built vehicle, but the real surprise comes when you see what it can do. The Hum Rider was designed to demonstrate how connected technology can provide drivers with useful information about their vehicles. But instead of presenting that idea through a normal demonstration, Verizon turned it into something much more exciting. The vehicle was built with a unique system that allows it to perform an eye-catching driving maneuver that instantly grabs attention. What makes the Hum Rider especially interesting is the combination of automotive engineering and digital connectivity. BrainBit Headband is a fascinating wearable EEG device designed to give you a closer look at the electrical activity happening inside your brain. But how can something that looks like a simple headband actually detect what your brain is doing? Instead of looking like a bulky medical machine, this gadget is designed to be worn directly on your head, making brain activity tracking feel much more accessible. EEG, short for electroencephalography, works by detecting tiny electrical signals produced by the brain. These signals can then be recorded and analyzed to provide information about patterns of brain activity. What makes the BrainBit headband especially interesting is its wearable design. You don't need to sit beside a large clinical system just to collect brain activity data. The concept brings this technology into a much smaller and more convenient form. Imagine putting on a headband and being able to explore how your brain behaves during different moments. Whether you're resting, concentrating, listening to music, or simply going about your routine, brain activity can change constantly. And that's where wearable EEG technology becomes fascinating. Your brain is always working, even when you feel completely relaxed. Every thought, movement, and sensory experience involves complex electrical activity happening beneath the surface. The BrainBit headband offers a compact way to interact with this technology and explore those signals. H2FLYHY4 is an intriguing aircraft concept that takes a different approach to electric flight. Instead of relying on a conventional battery-powered system, its propulsion is supplied by a hydrogen fuel cell system, opening the door to a cleaner and potentially more efficient way of getting into the air. But what makes hydrogen power so interesting for aviation? The key is the way a fuel cell generates electricity. Hydrogen reacts with oxygen inside the system to produce electrical energy, which can then be used to drive the aircraft's propulsion system. Unlike traditional combustion engines, the process does not rely on burning fuel in the same way, making hydrogen fuel cell technology an exciting area of research for future transportation. And this is where the H2FLYHY4 becomes especially interesting. Hydrogen has the potential to offer longer. JetLev Flyer is a remarkable water-powered flying machine that makes the idea of soaring above the water feel almost like science fiction brought to life. Imagine rising several meters into the air, supported by powerful streams of water beneath you. The experience is unlike anything you'd get from a conventional personal watercraft. The JetLev Flyer is a water-powered flying machine designed to let a person experience the thrill of controlled flight above the surface of a lake or calm body of water. Instead of relying on wings or a conventional jet engine, it uses a powerful water propulsion system. Water is drawn in and forced through high-pressure nozzles, creating enough thrust to lift the rider into the air. And here's what makes it especially interesting. The propulsion system is connected to the rider through a flexible hose, while the controls allow the pilot to manage direction and movement. With practice, riders can move forward, turn, rise higher, or descend back toward the water. The experience is completely different from riding a normal personal watercraft. You're not simply traveling across the surface, you're actually hovering above it. From below, the powerful water jets create a spectacular visual effect, making the machine look almost like a futuristic flying device. Of course, operating something like this requires training and careful attention to safety. Water conditions, rider control, and operating limits all matter. But once mastered, the JetLev Flyer offers an unforgettable way to experience the water from an entirely new perspective. What makes the JetLev Flyer so fascinating is the technology behind such a simple-looking idea. It takes the force of moving water and turns it into vertical lift, creating a flying experience without traditional aircraft wings. For anyone who has ever dreamed of flying over the water, this machine shows. Neurosity Crown is a wearable device designed to monitor brain activity and use those signals to help you stay focused. It explores the connection between what's happening in your brain and how you work throughout the day. The crown sits on your head and uses sensors to detect electrical activity from the brain. Instead of simply tracking steps or heart rate, it focuses on what's happening inside your head. The goal is to recognize patterns associated with concentration and mental engagement. Here's where things get interesting. When the system detects that you're entering a productive or focused state, it can provide feedback designed to reinforce that moment. Depending on how it's configured, that feedback can include music or other digital responses. In other words, the device can turn your own brain activity into a signal that interacts with your computer and software. This opens up some. The EctoChair takes the idea of a camping chair and gives it a surprisingly high-tech upgrade. At first glance, it looks like a comfortable portable seat, but there's something much more interesting built into it. This chair is designed with temperature control technology that can help make outdoor sitting more comfortable in changing conditions. The secret is a network of tiny cooling lines integrated into the chair. These micro cooling lines are designed to move temperature-controlled air or fluid through the seating area, creating a more comfortable surface for the person sitting down. Instead of simply relying on shade or a breeze, the EctoChair brings temperature management directly into the chair itself. Imagine setting up your campsite on a warm afternoon. You've finished hiking, your gear is packed away, and all you want is a place to sit and relax. The Van Rom Fun 2 Go Duo bike is far from an ordinary bicycle. Its most eye-catching feature is the side-by-side seating, allowing two people to ride together while staying close enough to talk and enjoy the journey. Rather than one rider following behind another, both people share the same view and the same experience. The three-wheel layout gives the bike a broad and stable platform, while the open seating position makes getting in and out more convenient than on many conventional bicycles. The arrangement also makes conversation natural, which can be especially useful when two people simply want to enjoy a relaxed ride instead of focusing only on speed. Another feature that makes the Fun 2 Go interesting is that each rider has a dedicated pedal position. This means the ride can become a genuinely shared activity rather than one person simply being carried along. Different configurations can also make the bike more suitable for a variety of riders and everyday situations. Now picture riding through a park, exploring a quiet neighborhood, or heading around town with a friend or family member right beside you. You can chat along the way, take in the surroundings, and enjoy the trip without constantly having to turn around. That simple experience is what gives this unusual tricycle its charm. Its unusual appearance will probably catch people's attention, but the bigger idea is about bringing two riders together. It transforms cycling from something often done alone into an activity that encourages communication and shared experiences. And that is what makes the Van Rom Fun 2 Go Duo bike so fascinating. Owlet Bikes brings together modern electric mobility, smart technology, and a sleek design philosophy to create a riding experience that feels both practical and futuristic. Among its lineup, the Owlet 1 takes center stage, standing out as a flagship model designed for riders who want more than just basic transportation. At first glance, the Owlet 1 immediately catches your attention with its clean, streamlined appearance. Instead of looking like a conventional bicycle with a motor added afterward, it has a carefully integrated design that makes the electric technology feel like a natural part of the bike. That gives it a refined appearance while keeping the overall concept focused on everyday usability. But the real story begins when you look beyond the exterior. Electric bikes are changing the way people think about short-distance travel, offering an alternative to cars for many daily journeys. A model like the Owlet One combines that electric approach with technology intended to make riding more convenient and enjoyable. What makes the concept? Geco Power Spark is a clever device that can turn the heat of a fire into usable electrical power. Imagine sitting around a campfire while that same flame helps recharge your smartphone or other small gadgets. It sounds surprising, but the technology makes it possible. Imagine charging your smartphone with something most people would normally use for cooking or warmth, fire. That's exactly what the Spark device is designed to do. Instead of relying on a traditional wall outlet or power bank, this compact gadget can turn heat from a fire into usable electrical energy for modern electronics. The idea sounds almost unbelievable at first, but the technology behind it is surprisingly straightforward. Spark uses the difference in temperature between the hot side exposed. The Electra Ponto Go is a Class 3 electric bike designed for riders aged 16 and older who want a smooth, stylish, and confident way to get around. At first glance, its clean design makes it look like a simple city bike, but there is much more going on beneath the surface. Built with performance in mind, the Ponto Go is made for everyday riding, whether you're heading across town, cruising through your neighborhood, or simply looking for a more enjoyable alternative to a traditional bicycle. Its electric assistance helps make longer rides and challenging sections of the road feel far less demanding. One of the most interesting things about this e-bike is the balance between practicality and modern styling. The components are arranged with everyday comfort and usability in mind, giving the bike a polished appearance without making it feel overly complicated. As a Class 3 e-bike the Ponto Go belongs to a category built for higher speed assisted cycling, making it especially appealing to riders who want more capability from their electric bike. That extra performance can make commuting and longer urban trips feel quicker and more convenient. But speed isn't the only reason this bike stands out. A good electric bike needs to feel predictable and easy to control, especially when you're riding around traffic, pedestrians. Suzuki MBA made its debut at the Japan Mobility Show 2023, and it immediately stood out as a fascinating look at how Suzuki imagines the future of compact mobility. Rather than being just another small vehicle, the MBA is based on Suzuki's Mocha modular concept which focuses on flexibility, practicality, and adapting transportation to different needs. The most interesting part is the modular approach. Instead of designing a vehicle around only one purpose, Suzuki explored the idea of creating a platform that could potentially be configured for different situations. That could make future mobility more adaptable, especially in busy urban environments where space, convenience, and efficiency are becoming increasingly important. The MBA also reflects a broader shift in the automotive world. Manufacturers are no longer thinking only about traditional cars with fixed designs. They are experimenting with vehicles that can change roles, serve different users, and make everyday transportation more convenient. Its appearance at the 2023 Japan Mobility Show gave visitors a glimpse into this thinking. The concept demonstrates how Suzuki is exploring new possibilities beyond conventional vehicle design while keeping practicality at the center. And that is what makes the Suzuki MBA so intriguing. It may not simply be about creating. Animaka is a portable hammock stand built for people who want the comfort of a hammock without needing to find the perfect pair of trees. Its biggest advantage is convenience. You can set it up when you want to relax, then take it down just as easily when it's time to move on. The stand is designed with portability in mind, making it a practical option for outdoor adventures, camping trips, backyards, or even relaxing in a new location. Instead of spending time searching for suitable supports, you can create your own hammock setup wherever the stand can be safely placed. But portability doesn't mean it has to feel flimsy. Animaka is designed to provide a sturdy and dependable base while keeping the setup simple. Scala Stair Climbing Wheelchair is a remarkable mobility device designed to tackle one of the biggest everyday challenges for wheelchair users: stairs. Imagine arriving at a staircase and, instead of searching for an elevator or waiting for assistance, having a machine built to help you move upward step by step. At first glance, it looks similar to a powered wheelchair. But the real difference appears when it reaches a staircase. Instead of simply rolling forward, its specialized stair climbing mechanism is designed to move the chair upward step by step, keeping the user supported throughout the process. This can be especially useful in places where ramps or elevators aren't available. A short flight of stairs can become a major obstacle for someone with limited mobility, but a device like Scala is designed to turn that obstacle into a manageable part of the journey. The technology behind it is what makes the wheelchair so interesting. Its climbing system carefully works with the shape and height of each step, allowing the chair to progress upward in a controlled sequence. Rather than relying on ordinary wheels alone, the mechanism provides the additional movement needed to tackle stairs. And this isn't only about going upstairs. Stair-climbing mobility systems can also be designed to descend steps, giving users more flexibility when navigating different parts of a building. Safety and stability are crucial here because even a small movement on a staircase needs to be carefully controlled. Another important advantage is convenience. In everyday life, accessibility isn't always perfect. Older buildings, narrow entrances, or unexpected steps can make travel difficult. A stair-climbing wheelchair offers a way to approach these situations with more confidence instead of constantly planning. The Cube Trike Family Hybrid is designed for people who want the practicality of a cargo vehicle without giving up the simple, enjoyable experience of cycling. At first glance, it looks like a compact three-wheeled bike, but there's much more going on beneath the surface. Its biggest advantage is versatility. The trike is built to carry people or everyday loads, making it useful for family trips, shopping, school runs, and regular urban transportation. Instead of relying entirely on your own strength, the electric pedal assist system helps make riding easier, especially when the vehicle is carrying extra weight or facing an uphill section. What makes this concept especially interesting is the balance between stability and maneuverability. The three-wheel layout gives the rider a confident platform, while the hybrid assistance means you don't have to work as hard to keep moving. That can make longer journeys feel much more manageable. And this is where green steel is changing the way the world thinks about one of the most important materials in modern life. The world of trucking is entering a completely new era. For decades, heavy-duty trucks were built around one simple idea: more power, more strength, and more capacity. But today's machines are proving that there's much more to the future of transportation than having a bigger engine. Modern trucks are becoming smarter, more efficient, more comfortable, and packed with technology that once seemed impossible. From advanced driver assistance systems to highly optimized power, Selk Bag is a wearable sleeping bag designed to keep you warm without taking away your freedom to move. Imagine stepping outside on a cold night and realizing you don't need to choose between staying warm and staying comfortable. That's the idea behind this unusual piece of outdoor gear. Instead of being trapped inside a bulky sleeping bag, you simply wear the Selk Bag like a suit. It has an insulated outer layer that helps retain body heat, while the soft inner lining adds another layer of comfort. The design also includes separate sections for your arms and legs, allowing you to walk, sit, stretch, or move around without having to climb out of your sleeping bag. This makes it especially interesting for camping, outdoor adventures, chilly evenings around the campsite, or relaxing inside a tent. You can stay bundled up while still having your hands available for everyday tasks. And that's where the Selk Bag really stands out. Traditional sleeping bags are great when you're lying down, but the moment you need to move, they can become awkward. Selk Bag takes a completely different approach by combining the basic concept of a sleeping bag with the freedom of wearable clothing. Its practical design is also useful when temperatures drop unexpectedly. Rather than constantly adding or removing layers, you can simply put it on and stay comfortably wrapped in insulation. The Sear 750K is a powerful airboat built for environments where ordinary vehicles can quickly reach their limits. Instead of being restricted to smooth roads or calm waterways, this rugged machine is designed to move across challenging surfaces where ice, shallow water, mud, and difficult terrain can make transportation extremely difficult. At first glance, the Sear 750K may look like a simple work vehicle, but its real advantage becomes obvious when conditions start getting tough. An airboat uses a large propeller to generate thrust, allowing it to travel without relying on a conventional underwater propeller or deep-running hull. That makes this type of vehicle particularly useful in shallow or obstacle-filled environments. Imagine reaching a frozen area where the surface is too uneven for a normal boat, or entering shallow water where a conventional vessel could become stuck. This is where the Sear 750K becomes especially interesting. Its design is focused on maintaining mobility when the environment itself becomes the biggest obstacle. But there is more to this machine than simply moving through difficult conditions. An airboat can provide a practical way to access remote areas, wetlands, ice